Hello, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for everyone subscribing and liking, donating. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you. And this question is, should I let it go or should I let it grow? So this applies to any area of your life. It could be a work choice, a home choice, a relationship choice, a piece of clothing. You don't know if you should bin it or not, whatever you want to relate it to. And we're going to look at the kind of unconscious aspect, the blocks, the pros and cons of each, and a bit of advice for you. So tune into which pile is resonating with you or which number, and quite instinctively just pick that, and then I'll put the timestamps below so you can go straight to your choice. Okay, number one. So, the main vision for why you're making this choice, what you really want to get, is the Seven of Swords. So, the Seven of Swords tends to speak about wanting more. It's like you really want more than you have already. And it's interesting because this card can also speak to greed or envy. And so it feels like something has inspired you to think you want more than you have. You're really influenced by something external as to why you think you want to potentially make a change. And we'll obviously look at all the cards, but even to start off with, this kind of energy tends to come from a kind of mental place of desire rather than from a place of the heart or the intuition. So this tends to come from a kind of logical mindset, which can be more ego-based. We'll look into it more, but initially you can get that going in your mind already. Is this something, like, where am I choosing from? Is this choice coming from a heart center, from a kind of deep inner knowing, or is this coming from a kind of feeling of lack or a fear or guilt? Like, what is the underlying feeling? The block, okay, yeah, the block to having what you want is your intuition. It's the High Priestess, is your inner guidance. Let's see what the unconscious desire is. So what you're really looking for is the Empress. So this could be you or could be someone else. But this sense of richness, fullness, of being in the garden, surrounded by everything you need, being cared for, being looked after, or being in your sovereignty, being in your strength, in your real feminine power, or looking for that to bring in that sort of feminine, divine feminine strength into your life. So already you can see a slight discord between your kind of unconscious and your conscious mind. And so what you're looking for is this absolutely beautiful, nourishing desire. Underneath everything, underneath what you're thinking, is this absolute richness and divine intention. But where your mindset is on the surface seems to be a little bit more ego-based, just mind-based, maybe a bit colder, a bit more logical. I feel you're maybe disconnected from your heart at the moment. I feel like you're not really tuning into the deeper layers to make this decision, and it's really important for you to really tune in and understand the different levels of what's going on for you. Let's look at the options. So first of all, letting it go. Let's look at the pros of letting it go. So we have, you can see these, I'm going to fit all these in here. We have the moon as a pro, So this is about a fear, potentially overcoming fear, or illumination, gaining insight, really being able to see the truth of something and overcome doubts and blockages. And the moon card is directly before the sun in the major arcana of the tarot. So it leads on to this very joyful, very beautiful place. So it's like overcoming this kind of fear of letting something go is going to catapult you into that sunshine. The King of Pentacles. So this is about some strength, gaining strength in terms of your practical surroundings, in terms of being able to master your environment, your money, being nurturing, being stable, being secure, letting it go. You're going to really grow this part of yourself. Another pro is it's going to clear your mind. So your mind is potentially very, very stuck in this situation. It's absolutely still. It can't move. It's going around in circles. And so it's going to free you of this stuck mindset. In terms of the cons of letting it go. Okay, so we have the Hierophant, Six of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. So the Hierophant, as a con, so there's a deep spiritual lesson. So there may be something in letting it go that or maybe you feel. I want to say this is what you feel rather than this is the actual, the hard truth of it, because all of this is coming through you as a filter. So be aware that this is really uncovering your unconscious rather than necessarily the truth from the universe. This is about exploring you, and we'll come to a bit of advice from the higher sources later. So for you feel like you're going to miss out on some kind of growth or learning or experience from letting it go. You feel like there's something in this for you to learn still. You let go of a sense of balance, a sense of harmony. The scales are going to be tipped in one direction, and you feel like it's going to be slightly too heavy in one way, and particularly in a practical way, in a physical way. It's balancing. It's going to go towards one side, and maybe you're worried it's going to create instability by doing it, and a sense of not being able to overcome your challenges, not being able to move forward with the obstacles in your life. So it feels like this letting go feels like there's a sense of relief in letting go, but also this fear of giving up and letting go of something that could actually be very worthwhile to you. Let's look at the letting it grow side. So the pros that we have the Fool, and the Fool is all about taking risks. It's about jumping into the unknown. It's about kind of innocence of life, of just letting go and letting well, it's letting it grow. Ironically, the letting it grow side is about taking the risk here, and about opening up to potentials and opportunities and unseen unseen roads, unseen places to travel, and being open to adventure. Another pro, the Magician. This is about you gaining mastery. The Magician is the wizard. The Merlin has all the elements available to him. Has earth, air, fire, and water. Is connected to source and is connected to the earth and has infinite potential and possibility. So letting it grow is going to allow you to access this this infinite resource and power that you know you innately have. This is what you feel, that and these are 0 and 1 in the tarot, in the major arcana, so it's very much about initiation. It's like this kind of new beginning. And joy. You think this will bring you a lot of joy and a lot of happiness if you keep working on it. And the Nine of Cups is very fulfilled. You know, the cups are overflowing. It's a real sense of satisfaction, completion, absolute happiness and bliss. Okay, and the cons to letting it go. So there is some kind of sense of completion by letting it go. It's like the end of a cycle, moving on into a new phase, and moving, and also potentially financially you feel this is going to be easier to let go, because here with the risk, this risk could include a kind of financial element of sticking with this, whatever it is you want to potentially let grow. Whereas if you leave it, then you're going to feel more secure and more stable financially. Another con is the Two of Wands. It's like maybe you feel like you're staying in indecision. Maybe staying with this, there is this uncertainty and this risk, and you feel like maybe you're choosing where you don't need to, whereas maybe you feel like you want to surrender, and yeah, and so you don't have this, it's like holding on too tight. I think maybe you feel like you're going to be holding on too tight, and not allowing for a natural kind of flow of things. And another con is a sense of feeling stuck. You can see this one. This is the Knight of Pentacles. Or moving very slowly, feeling like very, very slow progress. So, let me put him here. Can't really see him. Anyway, he's there. The Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving. He's moving forward very deliberately and very practically, but it is slow. So it may be a sense that it feels very slow for you, that this would be a very slow process. And you may have to be very patient, and you have to pay attention to detail and just keep going methodically. And it's like this, maybe in a sense that can feel like a burden, because it's this thing that's always kind of ticking on and going over. So just going to have a look overall for a kind of sense of some kind of summary for you here. Feels like there's quite a lot of pentacles energy with the like the King of Pentacles, wanting to feel financially secure. I feel this is really quite strong, because it's a con for the letting it grow, and it's a pro for the letting it go. So you really feel like this risk is going to have some financial impact, and that's making quite a big impact on you, on this decision. And I wonder if this is partly keeping you in this mental state, because it can tend to be a kind of mind-based issue. But it also can be about stability and wanting this security and a sense of grounding, which is what you want. You know, with the Empress, she is very grounded and very stable, and so in a sense that may want to sway it, because you want that security, you feel like you need that, and it may be that at this point that's what you need, and it's kind of admitting to that actually maybe that feels shallow, but it's not, I really need that stable financial security. The other things I want to pick up on is there's quite a lot to do with the kind of the unconscious and the intuitive side. So the block with you making this decision is the High Priestess, as I mentioned, and we have a pro with the letting it go side, the Moon. Traditionally in the tarot, I would actually read this as more of a shadow aspect, and can be to do with fear and illusion. So there is a potential that with the letting it go that you are in illusion, that you are hiding from some kind of truth, potentially from the truth of your unconscious, of what you truly desire. And so with this with these two sides, if I can show you the pros visually, you may get a sense here. The pros of letting it go, you have the Moon, which is a dualistic card, but you also have the Four of Swords. So both of these are generally read as shadow cards in the tarot, as pertaining to more like restricting, blocking energies. The King is very stable and very grounded, but you see the main energies here is this stability in the kind of financial and practical, but a fear of potentially the emotion and the mind. So there is a little bit of an imbalance, I would say, on this side, as well as a kind of general feeling. Whereas on the letting it grow side, you can see there's a lot of yellow, there's a lot of brightness. You have the kind of the joy of the risk, the potential for magic, the potential for happiness. It feels like these are kind of all straightforward, empowering, optimistic, enthusiastic cards. So it feels very clear. This energy feels quite clear. And then in terms of the cons, again, the cons actually feels like, for the cons of letting it go, the cons actually feel quite rich. You do have a major arcana card here, which you don't have in the cons for the letting it grow. And again, there's a lot of, there are coins there, that is stability there, that is this harmony, this balance there. There is the kind of passion, and there's this spiritual learning. So it feels like there's quite a lot that you feel you might lose when you let go of this, if you let go of this. And in terms of the cons, for the letting it grow, so there aren't major arcana cards here, so it doesn't feel quite so so big. I think they're kind of less intense, less dramatic things to let go of, even though, or to manage, I should say. And there is a mix of the kind of, I kind of feel like you really want some relief. I feel like this is a very stressful decision for you, actually, and there's a sense of relief in the letting it go, that you can kind of retreat to some kind of, really getting this sense of stability. And I feel like generally you're worried about this, staying with it as a risk. See, what is this risk for you? What is this you're worried about? So arguments, you're worried it's going to cause conflict, you're worried it's going to, so you're worried about disruption it's going to cause potentially with other people, and that, yeah, that they're going to be battles, basically. And maybe this is a situation where staying with it, there's been battles in the past, there's been arguments, there's been lots of challenges, and you're kind of tired of that. Maybe you're tired of this fighting and this anguish. And you want to just leave it to overcome it. And I'm just going to clarify the moon card as well. This, whether this is a kind of overcoming a fear, or whether this is that you're actually hiding from something. Okay, I've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is about reaping your rewards, reaping the harvest of the process you've been through. So it may feel like you've had some kind of illumination, and you've overcome a certain amount, and you would be acting on that. You've realized some things, maybe to do with these arguments or to do with this battle, that that you don't want to, you've realized that, and you've realized the conflict, potential conflict, and you, with that truth, it feels like you want to leave the situation. Okay, I'm going to just ask for some advice now for you. So for beautiful group 1, please give us some clear, pure advice for this group on their choice. What do they need to consider in their choice? I have the 5 of Cups, King of Rods, and the Hangman. So I feel like your emotions are really in play here. There's something you're potentially grieving, you're focusing on the negative, you're mourning something, really. You're in grief, and I feel like that's why your decision is maybe coming from your mind, is because you are avoiding your feelings a little bit, avoiding the kind of feeling side of this. So this card, when it comes as an advice card, is to give yourself time to grieve and to give yourself time to feel, or any emotions that feel difficult. Allow yourself to go into your fear, go into your any shame, any guilt, any doubt, and allow yourself to fully feel and process those emotions, giving yourself time. It may be something you want to journal about, write about, or just dwell upon in your mind. For example, going for a walk and just allowing the thoughts to mull over, having a bath, and allowing yourself to feel the process. So you're being really guided to become more aware of your emotions and understand them more deeply. And I think once you've really allowed yourself into your emotion and maybe really connecting with this unconscious desire of this Empress card, what is she about? Even, reflecting on this, what is it you're looking for? Then you're going to feel in your strength more. You're going to understand, have more clarity, have the firepower, have creativity at your hands. You're going to be clear and strong very quickly, actually. Cards are really saying you just need to go through this process, and it's going to come very clear, and you're going to see things in a whole new way. You're going to have some kind of revelation, aha moment, inspiration, and you're going to these cards. I love these cards together because it's this King has this fire energy of creativity and power and strength, and the Hanged Man has this flexibility of insight and mind, and is able to see things in a new way, in a clear way. Because to be upright, he has to be upside down. So it's all about this reversal of looking at things. And you're going to see this whole situation in a new way, and gain a lot more insight after you've had some time to think about it and listen to it. Okay, group number 1. I hope that was helpful and helps you make some kind of choice in the future. But as I say, I feel like you don't need to rush into anything. And wishing you lots of luck with meeting your needs met and your desires. I hope it works out for you. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoyed that and you'd like to see more videos, you can donate, which is very helpful for me and keeps me going. Okay. Okay, welcome group number 2. Let it go or let it grow. Let's have a look. Here's your main vision, your reason for making this choice. We have the 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups is about letting go. It's all about release, about letting go of attachments, of feeling, having a lot of feeling, and needing some distance from your emotion, needing some distance from your feeling. Potentially there's some fears coming up, there's some worries, uncertainty, and you want to clear the scene, clear the decks, is what I'm getting intuitively, I want to say, because I'm reading intuitively, both with understanding the deck, but also with the feeling that comes across, the energy that comes through when I'm actually doing the reading. The blocks, so happiness. Oh, you really want to be happy. You just want to celebrate. You want to have fun. You want to enjoy yourself. You're obviously very tired of this situation. I feel like this is how you're feeling, and this is how you want to feel. And you know they're polar opposites. And it's a really challenging time for you, and you're really looking for a way to feel better. You just want to feel happy. See unconsciously what's going on. We have the Justice card. It's about karma. It's about what you create in your life is what you've manifested in this lifetime or other lifetimes. It's so there's a sense that you feel you have been deliberately delivered this situation. You're feeling that you are like I feel like you've earned. I want to say you feel like you've earned this dilemma, this choice, this uncertainty. You feel like you've created it yourself, and I feel like this is where this feeling comes from. Is really a like you feel ashamed of yourself. You feel you've hurt yourself through your previous actions or your previous choices, and now you're in this stuck position where you just want to be happy. And you're feeling some kind of guilt or blame. So, and straight away, there's some feelings that need to be purified and dealt with first. I feel it's in a similar way. Group 1 had a similar thing in that the reason for being in this decision for them, it was more a mental stuck state. This is more an emotional stuck state. I feel like you're really stuck in your emotion, and that might influence your clarity, which is why you're looking for guidance as to how you can move forward or what you should do in this situation. So let's have a look. Letting go. The pros that you feel. So this is, I'm really channeling your feeling. This is about your feeling that we're uncovering together. So tune into your feeling while you're listening to this about what rings true for you, or where, there might be things where you feel part of what I'm saying is more accurate to you. This is a general reading for lots of people, so really feel into what the message coming through for you is in this. So the pros, so you feel like letting go is going to help you release your emotion, sort out your emotion, get things clear. It's going to help you with this emotion. Like, you feel like letting go, you'll get that space, you'll get that distance where you can look at things and see things more clearly, or feel more clearly, I should say. You also feel that letting go is going to give you more, I'm getting the word freedom. I feel like you're going to feel freer if you let go, that you're going to have more opportunities or potential. It's a release of being burdened, of being weighed down. You feel like this thing is a burden, or part of you feels like it's a burden, and letting it go is going to feel really freeing and releasing. Another pro is that you feel that it's going to help you with some kind of new project. By letting that go, it's going to create space. This could be for a new work project, practical project, could be to do with a home, finance, something earthy, something grounded. It could help you bring something new in, birth something new in. The 3 is like the beginning, the instigation of a project, of a practical, financial, earthly, stable, physical project. Could be a family, could be, some kind of home or project. So that's what you feel like you're going to gain from letting it go. The cons of letting it go. So the King of Swords. The King of Swords is someone who's very clear in their mind and focused and knows what they want. They're able to see and have perspective. So it feels like if you let it go, you're letting go of some kind of insight or truth that you know or that you've had, that you're not trusting in your mind, in your ability to see and know something. Also, a con is you feel like you're blocking. There's a couple of different things coming in with this card for me. This is the Eight of Wands. It feels like you might feel like you're blocking something, like you're not allowing information in, messages to come in. I feel like you might be blocking your own. This is similar to this King of Swords. You're blocking your own insight, your own understanding, your own the messages that you've been receiving, like your intuition. You might feel like you're blocking that by letting it go. Another con is you might feel like this is the Ace of Cups, like you're blocking love from coming in. You're blocking blessings. And this, the Ace of Cups represents, to me, real divine love, particularly in this deck. This overpouring of a sense of well-being, satisfaction, can be inner fulfillment, inner love, self-love, that you will block this gift, this offering from the universe. Your pros for letting it grow. So you have the Five of Swords. So with this coming in as a pro, I feel like it's the end. Like it feels like the end of letting it grow. Feels like the end of a battle. It feels like some kind of surrender, and it's like accepting the pain, accepting the difficulties, accepting the challenges, and in accepting it, you release it, you let it go. See your other pros. Pros for letting it grow: happiness, joy. You feel like this will bring you a lot of bliss. So these cups, similar to, because you feel like you're going to lose this. This is what you feel like you're going to gain by letting it grow. You feel like you're going to receive a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, a lot of fulfillment, merriment, rejoicing. This is kind of what you're looking for, is this happiness, and you do feel like you could get that if you let it grow. And also, you've been working really hard. This is something you've worked really hard towards and have been really dedicated towards, and you feel that if you let it grow, then you're going to be reaping some rewards. You're going to be reaping what you've been sowing. You're going to get your payback. You're going to receive abundance, security. You're going to receive like wealth. You're going to receive some kind of wealth or nourishment. It can feel almost like food. It's going to feed you. You feel like this is can feed you. And look at the cons of letting it grow. Letting it grow. A con. So we have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords tends to be around some jealousy, some greed, some desire, some envy. That maybe you're worried that this is going to come in. That maybe this is I feel connected to this Five of Swords energy, the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords. That maybe you're worried about bringing back these kind of battles, and bringing back this kind of energy of uncertainty and imbalance and competition, sense of competition. And another con for letting it grow is the Queen of Cups. So there is a sense that you will lose some kind of love or some kind of passion or emotional stability. This could be you or could be someone else. The Queen of Cups represents someone who's very in tune with their emotion, someone who's very stable, who can navigate lots of different emotional fields and feel very grounded, who is able to stay connected to her emotions without being overwhelmed by them. So you feel like either this might be you, like you might feel overwhelmed in this situation, because there is I feel a general sense of overwhelm, of emotion in this, and maybe this is that you'll lose your stability, you'll lose you'll unground yourself, you'll be lost in your emotion, that you won't be able to find your strength or your power. And another con is the Knight of Pentacles, who is a knight. So he's this again could be you or could be someone else. The knight is very steadfast, moving forward, but very, very slowly. He's very practical. He's very grounded. He comes forward with a very solid, clear plan, and it's slow moving, but it's very grounded. So it's a very kind of stable opportunity, or a stable way of being that he offers. So I really feel like there's this sense of instability. You feel that there's going to be instability in this option. So there's a lot going on. I'm just feeling there's a lot going on for you guys. Let me have a look to try and get a sense of some kind of overall themes. And there's a lot of cups. There's a lot about cups, and your main vision here is about cups and managing. So I really feel like you want to find a sense of balancing and stabilizing your emotion. It feels like that in your letting it grow pile, and your letting it grow side, that there is this emotion, but it comes with a lot of difficulty. There is this potential for stability, but it has got this real challenge here. And the other let it grow with the cons is this releasing this sense of emotional stability and the sense of moving forward with stability. And what you feel you're going to gain with the letting it go is you're going to get some clarity. You're going to start to be able to put all these things in different cups and get a sense of what's going on. You're going to have a sense of perspective, and you're going to be able to create some new kind of stability, new kind of grounding. So, anything else? And there's the only major arcana card we have here is the Justice card, which is your unconscious. This kind of sense of karma and this sense of destiny. And I'm going to get some advice cards for you to help us just see if there's any more that wants to come through on this. So I'm feeling like, I think the emotional, I'm feeling so much emotions. I'm like, whoa, I don't know where to look. I don't know what to focus on. I'm trying to look for patterns, and it's quite hard to see any patterns because it feels all over the place. So I'm really feeling for you. Group number 2. Let's see what the advice is. The advice is, so first of all, the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is about harmony and love and giving gifts, sharing, exchange, joy, peace, happiness. So, and I feel like this is your, this is kind of the block. This is what you really would like, I feel, and it's your block at the moment. So I think focusing on what you feel is going to bring the most harmony, what is going to bring a sense of peace, and I want to say simplicity. Like, just keep things really simple right now. Also, again, the stability and groundedness, exchange, the 6, you've got 2 6s here. Creating a sense of balance financially, practically, getting that stable and moving, that's really important for you right now. And the other is, getting yourself into a really stable, secure place again. I think because the emotions are, frankly, all over the shop, you need to really simplify things. keep things very just focus day to day. I want to say just step by step. Don't worry too much about long-term future. All you need to do right now is create harmony with the people around you, to really look after yourself, look after them, and create a sense of peace, create a sense of stability and balance, and get yourself in a really strong place. Build up into this, back into this strength, because I feel like you've lost your strength, you've lost your sense of inner peace, inner balance, and what you need right now is to regain that and to move back into that. So whichever kind of resonated with you in terms of what that would bring while you were listening, just tuning into just what you need, and just focusing on that for now, and letting everything go, letting go of your ideas about punishment or guilt or anything like that. Just you deserve to feel happy, is what I want to say. You really deserve to feel blissful and joyful and peaceful and surrounded by people who love you and want to nurture you, look after you. You deserve to feel emotionally fulfilled and happy, and to celebrate. I feel like you need to celebrate yourself and your life, and you need to focus on that for now. Need to let go of your emotions a bit, maybe even detach from your emotions. I feel in a sense it's not just trying to feel into that. You need to give yourself the space and the environment where you can heal. I feel like you need to do some inner healing with your emotions that gives you some time and some space to let things settle, and just keeping this day-to-day peace, keeping this day-to-day harmony. And I want to say, like, focusing on the little things. I want to say, like, feel the small things are going to bring you lots of joy. Are going to bring you lots of peace, and to celebrate the small things in life. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe if you felt that helped and you'd like me to do some more, or you can donate on my channel. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Okay, pile number 3, group number 3. Can you see that? Yes. Okay, so we have the reason you're making this decision. Gosh, these readings are so emotional today. Okay, so we have the Six of Swords. So the initial feeling I'm getting from this group is this split between looking to the future and looking for hope, and this kind of inner mourning or grief or pain. There's these kind of these are the different energies that are going on for you, and the main thing is you want to feel hope. I feel like you've been through a lot, and you really want to find some joy and some happiness and look towards the future. You want to create a bright future, and that's why you're coming with this question today. The block that's helping you, that's getting you towards this future, is the King of Rods. So is this sense of being in your power, in your strength, of having the kind of the ability to manifest. You feel like you are disempowered potentially at the moment, and also maybe lacking some joy and some fire in your life, just lacking that kind of fieriness. Maybe naturally you're a bit of a passionate person, and you feel like that's you're very blue. You're feeling very blue at the moment. So you're feeling this disempowerment. Underneath, of what you really want is this star. Is this this is your unconscious desire. This is this bright, shining future of opportunity, of hope, of fulfillment of dreams. This is like dreams coming true. You want your dreams to come true, and this resonates very well actually with this card. That this kind of distant future that you're looking at is actually a kind of I want to say like a wonderland. It's like this. It has real magnificence and beauty, and you have a huge vision. I want to say what you want to create, what you want to do with your life is very grand. You have this very grand, magnificent vision that you're picturing. But you're feeling like you can't quite create that at the moment. You're feeling a bit stuck in your power to do that. So let's have a look into the pros and cons of letting it. We're going to look at letting it go first and then letting it grow. So the pros of letting it go. We have the Ace of Swords. So you feel like letting it go might allow for some inspiration, some new insights, some new ideas, some new ways to make this landscape. I really feel like you've got a whole landscape mapped out, and you feel like letting it go is going to give you some insight, some intuition in how to do that. And another pro is you feel like you're going to be leaving some heavy emotion behind. You're going to be leaving some burden, some grief. This grief that you're feeling here, you feel like letting it go is going to relieve you of some of this heaviness and weight, these swords that have been cutting you. You feel like you're going to be able to move on from that. Another pro is you feel you could potentially create something new. You can build something new. You can start again. I feel this is really a fresh beginning, a new beginning for you. That you can build something new. This could be work projects, home, family, anything kind of practical or tangible that you feel you can create something. When you let it go, you feel this space is going to open up, this opportunity to build your cathedral, to build your castle, to build what your dream is. Some cons to letting it go is you feel like there's still going to be some kind of grief that you're holding on to. There's still going to be some kind of say something missing. I read the tarot intuitively, so this card is about financial loss. So maybe you're feeling like you're losing out, or not just financial, but practical, material loss. So maybe you feel like you're going to lose something. It feels like you're going to be grieving either way, because both have this sense of mourning. Okay, let's see what the other ones are. The Hermit. So you feel like a con is I feel like this is saying you might isolate yourself, that you're going to feel lonely, that you're going to feel you're hiding some inner light. So this star, it just reminds me of this star here, and I feel like you might not be able to shine. Like there's something you might not be able to shine when you let it go. Like you'd also be letting go of some kind of dream that you would be letting go of. Maybe something. So okay, potentially this is about a previous dream you've had. Like, should you focus on your previous dream and keep growing that, or should you start this new dream? So it's letting go of this old dream. And the Empress. The Empress could represent you or could represent someone else. So it could be about leaving a person who makes you feel very nurtured, who makes you feel quite safe. The Empress is she's the very warm, gracious, the divine feminine and a kind of mother sense, and she's connected to her emotion, but she's also very grounded. It's this very balanced female. So that might be parts of yourself that you feel you might lose contact with, or an actual person. That's what you feel like you would lose if this is about a relationship. That you might you're going to really lose out on this very very strong, grounded resource, let's say. And let's look at the pros of letting it grow. We have the Two of Swords. So, as a pro, I feel like this is about you trusting your intuition. I feel this connects back to this Hermit card of this inner light. Because the Two of Swords is blindfolded. They're trying to make a decision blindfolded. When it comes up as a pro, I feel like it's saying that you can trust your intuition, you can trust inside, that you don't need to be able to see the exterior because you have some kind of insight. So potentially this feels like you could be trusting your insight that you've already had. I feel it's previous insight that you've had, as opposed to this new. You feel like you'll gain new insight letting it go, that you've already received some information before that you that maybe inspired you to have this dream in the first place. Another pro we have is the Four of Cups. So this is about gratitude. I feel this is about being really grateful for what you have and really appreciating appreciating what's already grown, what's already taken time to build, that's already been nurtured, that's already there. And another pro is the Temperance card. So you feel balance. Letting it grow feels that it could bring balance into your life, bring some kind of stability, some kind of flow and harmony. And you can see again this landscape off in the distance with this light. This is the sun, but it, you know, again, it reminds me of this star card, of this vision, this vision that you have. So it's about seeing, it's about keeping to your original vision, your original power of insight, and being grateful for the process, because no process towards a vision is ever simple, is it? It's always going to be met with challenges, but when you have that really clear vision, then you can come through it. You can overcome the challenges on the way when you keep your vision in sight, and that's how you keep balance. It's how you can stay stable. And the cons of letting it grow, we have the High Priestess. So this is also about intuition. So this is about, in a stronger way, because it's a major arcana, it's about really being able to sit still and listen to your guidance in a very powerful sense. So you may be feeling very strong guidance internally to let things go and start new. I feel like you may be some confusion about your guidance generally, because there's quite a few cards already that are really about listening inside, but they're coming up in all places. It's like you feel like you're being guided everywhere and everything. And my just personal feeling about that is maybe starting to clarify where that guidance is coming from, checking your internal compass and when it's being influenced by external situations or people, and being aware of what's what is impacting on you, and where things maybe aren't quite so clear. And I feel this is maybe why you feel like you've lost your strength a bit, because you have this very strong vision, but then you're not really trusting the information that you're receiving, because it seems to be conflicting. I feel like you're having conflicting information coming in. Let's see what the other cons are here. We have the Knight of Swords. So you may feel like letting it, if you let it go, then, sorry, if you let it, I'm getting confused. These readings have been so in-depth and so deep. I just need a minute to tune into this one. Okay, so letting it grow could potentially feel like a rash decision, could feel not very thought through, not very grounded, might even feel like you would inflict some kind of pain or some kind of hurt, because the Knight of Swords is a bit cutting. He can be a bit cruel. So there could be this fear that it's going to be harmful to stay with this decision, to yourself or to someone else. And one more con, another con of staying is that you're not able to overcome your challenges, that you feel like you'll gain more strength from letting go. You feel like that would make you a stronger a stronger person or have developed more strength. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on. I'm going to just point out the major arcana cards because they have a bit more weight behind them. So in terms of the cons for letting it go, you have two major arcana. You have the Hermit and the Empress. So they are very much about personal insight, strength, sovereignty, this ability to be a leader, to have to be in touch with your own power and your own magic, your own energy, strength, light, your own spirit, that you could really lose this in yourself or with someone else. The other major arcana you have is on the pro of letting it grow, which is Temperance, which is about this balance and harmony and a real, like a landmarker of being able to do that on your journey. And another major arcana is on the con of letting it go, which is about this High Priestess. I also want to say these cards could represent people. So the High Priestess, this could be someone who is intuitive, psychic, has insight, and you could feel in conflict with maybe someone else who has a certain insight about this situation. And in terms of what you want, you're really looking to have this strength. I'm not, like, my point of this isn't to make a decision for you, but just to give you a kind of insight so you can help you make your own decision. I'm going to get some advice cards up, actually, just to help us see if there's anything else that wants to come through. I feel like keeping this unconscious is really important here. This star card, I didn't mention this is a major arcana. This is your unconscious desire, and it is this dream and this star. So I feel this is really important because this is kind of the underlying energy or desire is your strength, is what's blocking is you want to feel this strength and this ability to manifest your desire. And I guess I'm going to ask for a couple of clarifiers, actually. If this hope, this dream relates to a new project or to a past project. It's the Emperor card. That makes me feel like it's in the past because this is someone who has gained strength and stability and foundations. And he's looking to the left, which tends to be about the past. Maybe if you have a different sense, if you see this card and you feel like that feels like the future to me, then go with your intuition, your sense with it. Personally, my sense is it's with the past. So I would say that you're still holding on to a dream from the past, and unconsciously, despite what's going on here, this is unconsciously influencing that you haven't actually let go of that dream. Let's get your advice cards. We have the Four of Swords, the King of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Okay, so the Four of Swords to me speaks about giving yourself a bit more time to think and to allow your mind to process the situation, that you need to sit still a little bit more, and maybe you are deliberately like the kind of universe is conspiring to deliberately keep you out of your strength a little bit at the moment, because you need to spend a bit more time thinking, understanding, pondering, and dwelling on the situation. You need to sit with it. This is about being still with these thoughts and these ideas, and allowing them to percolate a little bit longer. The King of Pentacles is about coming into material, 3D, physical strength and stability. So this can be finance, your health, your home situation. So to focus on keeping yourself or getting yourself strong in those areas whilst thinking about it. So maybe you need to keep focusing on work a little bit at the moment, or on practical things, and as you do that, it'll give you a bit more time to process some of the thoughts and emotions. There's some challenging emotions here, so it'll give you time to process those a bit more. And the Three of Swords traditionally is about heartbreak and about feeling wounded, pain, emotional pain. So you've obviously experienced some recently. There's obviously been some kind of difficulty or challenge. And my personal take with this Three of Swords card is that this is about expanding your heart and about opening your heart. And when we receive these wounds and this pain, we tend to shut down and close down our emotions. And when this card comes up as advice, I feel like you need to focus on that feeling of heartbreak, on that pain, allowing yourself to experience the wound, and that allows you to process your emotion and process your thoughts, and become a little bit, once you process the emotion, you can detach from your thoughts, so you don't feel quite so heavy with them, and then you can really feel you can feel more. You can open up to your heart a little bit more, because I feel maybe your dream has been shut down, your hope has been shut down, and you don't know whether to, if staying with whatever this is, letting it grow, is going to create more wounds. And you really hope, your hope is that that will ultimately be balanced and become harmonious, and you will feel this nourishment internally, potentially internally and externally, from whatever it is. But you just don't know if you can face that pain or feel that pain, and it feels easier to walk away from it than to move towards it. And the advice I feel is get yourself physically grounded, centered, in a practical place that is really going to help you then process the emotion and feel the emotion. I feel that maybe not so much emotion, I'm talking about emotion a lot, but I feel it's like mental anguish as well. It's this mental pain, potentially yeah, a kind of, a shadow. There's some kind of shadow maybe in your mind, and if you allow yourself to process it, to let go of the emotion that's associated with the thoughts, then maybe you can have some clarity as well. I feel like you need to make practical decisions at the moment, and then allow your emotions to be more clear. I'm feeling kind of heavy. All I can say is, your dream is obviously beautiful and strong and clear and very powerful, and whatever you decide, whether to follow it through or not, you have you're going through a process, you're going through a difficult time, and just to give yourself time with that, and to keep hopeful, because ultimately, this is your block, is that this is who you really are. You are this creator, you have this strength, you have this quite powerful masculine energy, even this real determination, ability to really ground something with passion, and that's totally there for you. It's completely part of who you are, and I guess I just hope that this process has helped you in some way, to understand it a bit more deeply, and with your own insight. If you have any questions, please write in the comments, or I think there's a messenger service on here as well, and I'll try and help you if that's appropriate. Or if there's like a card you want to understand better or something like that, you can send a message or leave a comment. And then thank you for watching, and please like, comment, subscribe, or donate if you find this very useful. If you donate something small, it'd be really appreciated. And thank you for tuning in, and I wish you all the luck and hope and blessings with your dream.